Alright boys, what's happening? We're back with another F1 video on the channel, on the new My Team series, and in this episode we do have the Chinese Grand Prix. Now I was trying to move the race length from 25% to 50% so we get a few more laps in, but I don't know how to do it. We've got a few things on the calendar to go through first. Also, we had an R&D thing come back on the chassis department that failed, so we're going to have to reset that to upgrade again, which is just very annoying. You know, once we can get some money in, we can upgrade these departments, reduce the failure chance, but yeah, we need that upgrade to go through there, and if we can buy another one, or we can't actually, because again the department is so poor, we can only do one upgrade at a time, which is quite unfortunate. So anyway, let's advance through the calendar, get to the race weekend. We've got an invitational event here, and you know, we get 1,000 XP, but I'm just going to skip it because I can't be arsed doing it. You know, I can't be bothered with that, so we're going to skip that and get straight to the race weekend. Like, I don't know how to change the race length. Hopefully I can do it here when I click race weekend, but I feel like this is going to load up the race weekend already, and not let us change it, but I hope it does. I really do hope that it lets us change it while we're in the menu. There we go. Yes, it has let us change it, so we've got it up to 50% now. We should make the game a bit more interesting, you know, more laps, more content for you to watch, more strategy work into the game. And yeah, let's get into the race weekend in China. Alright boys, so we kick off the weekend with our qualifying lap here in China at the Shanghai International Circuit. Now as you can see, we are on our flying lap, heading towards the finish line to start the lap. Now we do only have one lap in qualifying. I did give it another go after this one. I gave it like 3 more laps, but we couldn't improve on our time, so this is the one lap you'll see here. Now we do quite poor on the out lap there. You see we run wide at the last corner, which would shave off a few tenths of a second, running wide on that final corner there. But you know, we don't care. We've gone past Esteban Ocon, I think that was, coming out of the pits, as we head into turn 1, which is such a tricky part of the track, as you can see here. Turn 1 and 2. You know, if you go too fast or too slow through turn 1, then you miss the apex of turn 2, and there's so much time to be lost and gained in those first 2 corners there. Probably the most difficult part of this track is the first 2 turns. From there, it's just plain sailing. You know, we've got a massive straight at the end of the track, which we just fly down, and you know, all the corners are pretty much medium to high speed. Like this one here is flat out, so it's not actually too difficult of a track. China, we go a bit too far wide there with that corner, which messes up our entry to this one right here. A bit slow on the throttle coming out of that because we have messed up. We run wide again, but I don't think that that's strict on track limits, so I think that might have been a track limit corner there, but you know, we didn't get any penalty for that. Nice take on the off-cambered uphill corner type thing there, as we come round again. Another flat-out right-hander, which leads us onto the straight. And with our Mercedes power units, you know, this straight is going to be our best friend, especially in the race, with a DRS zone along it. I think it's like 14 kilometers or something, they say. This straight is, they said in like the preview to the race, about 14 kilometers. Now this hairpin right here is a very tricky corner, you know, especially late on in the race. You'll see, like, I start skidding around that corner a bit of oversteer because the tyres just don't have the grip. We get a nice exit on the final corner as we hit the second DRS zone and cross the line with a 134.2. Now, is that going to be enough to get us through to Q2? It's not, boys. We finish in P17 ahead of George Russell and obviously our teammate Big Mick. Just below Lance Stroll. Lance Stroll down in P16. That's a poor result for Racing Point right there. Obviously, this is only Q1, so he might improve in Q2 and 3, but let's get to the race.
It's time to find out which driver is up to the task of claiming the Chinese Grand Prix. We're here in Shanghai. Shanghai International Circuit then, a 16-corner high-speed thrill ride. The long and ever-tightening right-hander at turns 1 and 2 tests a driver's patience, and the flat, open to the elements location, tests their skill in a crosswind. 2 DRS zones will assist passing, and overtaking is available into turn 1, and of course down the kilometre-long back straight into the hairpin at turn 14. Joining us today to oversee all the thrills and spills, it's Anthony Davidson. Ant, great to see you. How are you feeling about the race today, and how are the circuit conditions from what you've seen?
Well, it's looking a bit cold out there, if I'm honest. These tyres have quite a narrow operating window in terms of the temperatures they need to extract the best grip. So with a cold track surface, it's going to be harder to keep those temperatures up, which will lead to lower grip and maybe more mistakes.
Before we begin,
let's check out the grid then, boys. At the end of Q3, let's see who leads the pack. It's going to be Valtteri Bottas again, the flying Finn, with Max Verstappen in second, Charles Leclerc and Sebastian Vettel in third and fourth. So no Lewis Hamilton in the top four. Albon in fifth, no Lewis Hamilton in the top six or the top eight. Where is he? He's not in the top 10 either. Lewis Hamilton is down in P11. I don't know what's happened, but that's a third back-to-back howler for Lewis Hamilton. We've got the two Haas in front of us, the two AlphaTauris in front of them. Hopefully we can get a good start, starting from P17. Hopefully we can get up there. You know, we're always good off the line once the red lights do go out. So hopefully we can get another good start in this race here. Let's check out the strategy. We're going to go for the one-stop mediums into hards. And by the way, I did have a howler saying that long straight is 14 kilometers. It's 1 kilometer, which leads into turn 14. That's where I got the 14 from. But yeah, you can see our strategy there. A one-stop. Let's go. Hopefully we can make it a one-stop as we wait for the red lights to count down here in China. And it's lights out and away we go. We get off to a good start there. Faster than Kevin Magnussen, faster than Grosjean as we try and shoot up that gap. We've got Danny Kvyat on our right there. And we get hit by Danny Kvyat and then clattered by Romain Grosjean as well. We get sandwiched there. We'll see a replay of the start right now. We get absolutely sandwiched and smacked from both sides. We had nowhere to go. We were in the middle of a stinky sandwich with Danny Kvyat on our right and Romain Grosjean on our left. You can see us there in the middle in the red car. We get hit by Kvyat and then smacked by Grosjean as we come round turn one. We stick to the outside though and shoot past Pierre Gasly and Esteban Ocon, coming up to where Lewis Hamilton is. You can see there we're 3 cars wide going into turn 4, and yeah, I do let them pass, give us a bit of breathing room, a bit of space on the track, as you can see. But we're up from P17 into P14 already with just the start, boys. Like I say, we are very good off the line. Yellow flags comes out because everyone's going so slow around that hairpin there. But yeah, so we've split the 2 AlphaTauris and we've got past the 2 Haas. So hopefully we can go ahead and gain on Pierre Gasly now. Run a bit wide on that corner. Kevin Magnussen, or Danny Kvyat, sorry, nearly overtakes us there to claim his position back. But we managed to fend him off. A lot of defensive driving goes on this race, as you'll see through the rest of the laps. A lot of defensive driving. But yeah, so Pierre Gasly as our next target. You know, we need to keep within that 1 second range so we can get DRS once we do get to lap 3. And yeah, so Esteban Ocon, Pierre Gasly, they are our main targets for this race. And of course, keeping Danny Kvyat at bay. As you can see, boys, down the straight, we're catching Gasly so easily. Obviously, AlphaTauri running the Honda power unit. We have that Mercedes unit in the car. Nice defending from Gasly there. As you can see, we tried to shoot down the inside. Like I say, defensive driving was like massive this race. But we go around the outside, missed around the outside. Can we get him? No, we can't. He gets a better release on the corner as we approach the final turn to cross the line. And that is going to be the end of lap 1. We do cut the corner there and take out that little bollard thing that marks the apex, but we don't care, yeah, as long as it didn't damage the car, which it didn't. But yeah, so on the straight, boys, like I said in qualifying especially, those straights are going to be our best friend, especially with the DRS zone. You know, this unit that we have in the car, the power unit, it's just so powerful, especially on straights. We've upgraded the aero package a bit as well, so we've got like reduced drag reduction. So, you know, it's like our car is made for straights, realistically. Our chassis is the second worst on the grid. Our aero package isn't actually great anyway, so we don't have the best downforce on this car. So for the corners and the turns, you know, that's not our specialty. Yeah, it's these straights that we really rely on. As you can see, Gasly gets to 0.8 ahead of us. But then as we go down the straight, you see the gap close on 0.7. We're getting down to 0.6. And we are just attacking them, you know. But what ends up happening is that we do get in sort of like a cycle of just on the corners and stuff. Gasly will get to like 0.8 ahead of us, and then we've got to wait till the straights to catch us. That happened for a good few laps there. You see we're up to lap 5 now before we actually really close the gap to Gasly, and he's right in front of us. We can smell the fumes. We are up into P10 as well. I don't know what happened there, to be fair. I think a few people might have pit early on. I must have missed that. But yeah, we're up into P10. Start at P17 on the grid. You know, you've got to take that all day, every day, innit? We're in the points. Can we get points from this race? It would be a fantastic result to start P17 and end up with points, even if it's just the one from finishing in P10. But I've got a feeling something's going to happen which will prevent that. We're riding on the grass there like a lawnmower. I don't know what we think we're doing. We are in an F1 car and not a lawnmower, so I don't know why I decided to take that line. It wasn't the first time I took that line in this race as well, or it wasn't the last, I should say. Yeah, I just like to cut that corner, I don't know why, and end up on the grass. This turn right here where we go like uphill is actually a very fun turn. You've got to make sure you get a good exit though, otherwise you run wide, and then there's a massive gravel trap there and it's race over. But yeah, so like you can see again, like I was saying, Gasly just gets to 0.8 by the time we get to the straight, but then we get on there, we get the RS, and then we catch him, and it's just like this like ongoing cycle of just catching him and then him getting away from us. But we shoot it up the inside there, a bit deep, late on the brakes of course, which allows him to get a better exit on the corner. Danny Kvyat catches up to us there, but you know, we saw the gap and we went for it. It was worth the effort, although we couldn't pull off that move there. I was just sick of being behind him for 5 laps. I was like, you know what, I've got to try something. I've got to do something new. And we're up into P9 as well. I think somebody was in the pits there. We're up into P9 and more people pitting. We're up into P6. As you can see, like by the people on the left hand side in the top left, this isn't people that we're overtaking. It's the same group of us, like Ocon, Gasly, Kvyat, Magnussen. It's the same group of like front running cars, but the people behind us are pitting. So I don't know whether like the people in the top 10 on the grid starting on soft tyres. Obviously we're all running the mediums this pack here, and we're catching Gasly like you can see, and he's got a snap of oversteer there which he has to correct. Can we make the move on Gasly? Can we make the overtake? We go round the outside. It's missed around the outside. Can we get him? No, we can't round the outside, but we're going up the inside now. Again, we go round the outside and up the inside, and we make the pass on Pierre Gasly. A very, very nice overtake, which I think is deserved of a replay from the onboard camera. You can see we just shoot up the inside there, take the racing line right out of his nose, right from his nose, and we get the overtake there. A very nice overtake, very satisfying one after being behind him for 7 laps. You know, we had to patiently wait for that one there, but when the opportunity came, you know, we had that snap of oversteer, then we just jumped on it, and we were like, yeah, this is us again. Riding on the grass there like I'm a lawnmower. I don't know what I think I'm doing. We've got Valtteri Bottas up in first place still. Hopefully we can catch the Finnish fatty, because you know, we just don't like Bottas. It's just a thing, we just don't like him. And he's won the last 3 races on this career mode, or 4. I don't even know what race we're on now, but hopefully he doesn't win this one. We'll have to wait and see if he does. Now, boys, you can see there, yellow flags, caution, safety car deployed, a full safety car. Sergio Perez is out of the session. Let's see what happened. As he came around the corner onto the long straight, must have just been engine failure. He powers the car down and pulls over to the side of the track, as you can see. So that brings out a full safety car just as we go past the pits. We could have probably pitted there, switched our strategy maybe to a 2-stop, pitted onto another set of mediums or a set of softs, and then done another pit stop later on. But we're up into P4, you know, while we're behind the safety car. It's just Esteban Ocon in front of us, and then the safety car actually. So as we get round this corner and catch up, we do have to overtake the safety car, of course, while he waits for the leader. I think it's Bottas and Hamilton in P1 and P2. So Hamilton's done a good job to get from P10 up into, or P11 where he was on the grid, up into P2. And you can see, boys, Valtteri Bottas has pit. So we've just overtook Bottas. We're up into P3. It's just Ocon and Hamilton in front of us now. So we're up into P3 for the safety car restart. This is a really good position. You know, this could be a podium possibly. We still do have like about 28 laps left. 18 laps, sorry, that's terrible maths. So yeah, we catch the queue. Safety cars coming in this lap, so we've got to maintain our speed. We know Lewis Hamilton's going to back us up. Lewis Hamilton is the king of backing up cars when there is a safety car in front of him. Everybody knows this by now. So like, we just go down this main straight, keep making sure our tyres are nice and warm. We do a bit of weaving, but as we get to the end of the straight, boys, we do check our tyre temperatures again, because we know we're coming around the corner, and I see blue. And I'm like, that's not good. The tyres are freezing cold. We're going to have no grip on the restart. And I know this is the final turn. So Hamilton is about to fly. There we go. He's gone. Ocon's gone. We've got no grip coming around the corner. We run wide and they're off into the distance. And they've absolutely smoked us on the restart. So that is not good at all. We've got the 2 AlphaTauris behind us as we come into turn 1. P1 and P2, you know, Hamilton, Ocon, they have blitzed us, but can we stay in this position? You know, we've got a good strategy with just the 1 stop, so we're not going to lose time on pit stops. You know, this could be a podium right here, boys. It could be if we play the tyre preservation perfectly. But as we approach this turn here, boys, we spin. What's this? We're flying across the track onto the gravel. Are we going to crash into Ocon? No, we missed Ocon. But we're off the track, boys. We're off the track. Down into P12. You can see we're just dropping positions as we come back onto the track. Pierre Gasly has spun out there as well. What the hell happened there? I have no idea. We're down to P16. We were P3, boys. What happened there? We're just driving straight along the road and Gasly just swipes us out as if it's GTA. Pierre Gasly just completely sideswipes us. I don't know what he was thinking there, trying to make a move like that. We were literally driving straight and Gasly just swipes our rear wheel as if he is playing GTA, and we come back onto the track safely behind Stroll and in front of Ricciardo there. So we're down into P16, flat spotted tyres. You know, we've probably got gravel all up in these tyres. I can't believe that. I can't believe that. I'm sat here talking about podiums and maybe getting points this race, and Pierre Gasly just swipes us out completely. You can see there Daniel Ricciardo faster than us there. We're going to try and fend him off as we try and make it round to the pits. We probably should have pit this lap right here. You can see the tyre wear there, like completely gone. Nearly up into 50% for every tyre. Into the high 40s. We should have probably pit this lap. We've got Lance Stroll in front of us in P15 on hard tyres, which means he probably pit under the safety car. So we've lost a massive amount of time there, especially because all of these people at the back, they probably pit under the safety car as well. So if we do pit ourselves right now, we're going to lose so much time. You can see there, we've even got Mick Schumacher in front of us. Carlos Sainz, we've got a big group of us here with Stroll, Sainz, Schumacher and someone else in front of Schumacher. I think it's the McLaren of Lando Norris. Oh no, it's not, because Norris is behind us. That's Sainz I could see. My apologies in the distance. But yeah, we go around a few more laps. I think we did 2 more laps on these battered tyres. Don't know how we survived and Daniel Ricciardo didn't eat us up. But now the pit window is open. This is our push lap. We're going to go into the pit on lap 13, cut the grass again, doing a nice job for the community there as the community lawnmower. But we are going into the pits. We probably should have pit earlier. Snap of oversteer there. You can see these tyres are absolutely battered. We've got no grip whatsoever. Probably flat spotted all 4 tyres as well with that skid along the tarmac. I just can't believe it, boys. We were in such a good position. The safety car restart, you know, we had a bad restart. Maybe if we would have put some heat into those tyres and remember to down the straight, then we would have had a better restart. You see Mick Schumacher lock up there, or was that Lance Stroll? We don't know, but we see smoke of a lock up, and that's our cue to pounce. You know what I mean? We're gonna try and get in there. One of them will have flat spots, but we do actually go into the pits. I forgot about that. Yeah, we don't pounce on anyone. You can see there, boys, top left, Pierre Gasly, P20. He does have a 3-second penalty, which I'm assuming is for causing a collision on us. You know, and I'm glad the FIA has issued that penalty to Pierre Gasly, and they didn't wait till after the race to investigate it like they normally do in real life. Like, what is the point in investigating stuff after the race? That's so stupid. But we come in, we fit our hard tyres. These tyres are going to last us 14 laps till the end of the race. We come out of the pits in P21, dead last because Sergio Perez had to retire. Very similar to the race yesterday in Abu Dhabi where he did have to retire. And look at that, we just overtake Latifi on turn 1. I don't know what he's doing. He's got no throttle. He's just cruising around that corner and we just overtake him nice and easy. So we're up into P20. At least we're not dead last anymore. But we're in P3, boys. I can't believe it. P3 behind the safety car. And now we're down to P20. Can you believe it? Pierre Gasly, what an idiot. And to think I was thinking about getting Pierre Gasly as our teammate in the future, but that right there, that incident right there on like what the 4th race of season 1 of the career mode, yeah, we're never looking at Pierre Gasly as a teammate, because clearly he doesn't respect us as a driver. If he's just going to go and do that to us, we were literally driving straight and he's just completely wiped us out. But we've got a tough task on our hands here, boys, to catch up to the pack if we want to make any sort of moves again. You know, we're in P20 and we've got a massive oversteer there. These are fresh tyres as well, probably just not up to temperature. I think we do check out the temperatures there, but they are quite warm, you know. They should be gripping there. I don't know why we got so much oversteer on that corner. Lucky to not spin out there and go back to dead last behind Stinky Latifi. We get the notification to say Mick is in the pits. That's our cue to push even harder on the hairpin and the last turn, because we know that there's going to be other people in the pit as well, probably, if Mick is in there as well. That's our chance to gain a few places back on the few people that have pit. We run very wide there, as you can see from the nice camera angle. We go actually off the camera on the last turn there. It looks like we've got Gasly serving his penalty in the pit lane. Of course, Pierre Gasly with that 3-second penalty, he's gone into the pits to change his tyres, but what the penalty means is that the mechanics at AlphaTauri can't touch his car for 3 seconds, and then after the 3 seconds is over, then they can do the pit and change the tyres and do whatever they want to the car. But for the first 3 seconds, they can't touch the car because obviously he had the penalty. Now, we have caught up to Magnussen and Raikkonen. We're up into P17 after a few overtakes in the pit lane. We've got Daniel Ricciardo behind us on medium tyres. I don't even know where Daniel Ricciardo has come from, apart from Australia. But I don't know where Daniel Ricciardo's come from in the race. I don't know whether he started on hard tyres, he's pitted onto mediums, and that's why he's so far down. But we run wide again, give him the chance to easily pass us there. And our guy just waves at him. I don't know what he does, and he just gives us this place back. He swerves in front of us, gives us the place back. Our reaction time was very good there to miss a crash. I don't know what happened there. He overtook us like nice and clean because we went off the track. But then our driver waved at him to say, like, what are you doing, lad? And then he's just given us the position straight back. I don't know what that was from Daniel Ricciardo. But, you know, he's a very nice guy, Daniel Ricciardo, isn't he? Very happy chap, very laughable character. He loves a good laugh. You can see there, though, as we approach the hairpin, he does get the better of us on the inside. We try to give him some space, but we get a nice exit there. You can see him in our wing mirror there. That's a nice angle. You can see Daniel Ricciardo in our wing mirror as we come around the final turn. We've got this train in front of us of Magnussen, Raikkonen, and somebody else stinky in front of him. I think that might be George Russell in front of Raikkonen there. Nearly in the points, you know, big George. Never got points until last week in Sakhir. But we are catching this train. We know we're faster than these cars. We're faster than Haas, faster than Alfa Romeo, and certainly faster than Williams. So can we make the overtakes? We need to get through this traffic right here if we've got any chance of getting back towards the points. You know, we've done well to get from P21 back up into P15, but we've got Daniel Ricciardo to fight there, who smacks us, and we we go late on the brakes anyway, but Daniel Ricciardo smacks us, which propels us forward, you'll see here now, and we just go flying past Magnussen and right into the back of Kimi, which nearly sends Kimi spinning. He does well to catch the car there. Luckily, we hit him directly with our nose, and it wasn't with like the side parts of the front wing, so we didn't take any damage there. But Daniel Ricciardo just smacks us, sends us flying forward like Danny Kvyat, the torpedo. It was actually in China that Seb called Danny Kvyat the torpedo as well, so very fitting. But yeah, that was just weird. That was just very weird. Now we're into P13. Very easy overtake on them two there. We just go flying. We've got George Russell to take on. Obviously, Carlos Sainz is 8 seconds ahead on medium tyres, so are we going to catch him? It sounds very unlikely, but can we catch George Russell at least? Get into P12. I think P12 is very respectable, considering we were P17 on the grid to start with. And of course, what happened on the safety car restart. You see how easy we catch the Williams of George Russell there. Nice defending from George, but he locks up his wheels there. So that is a bit of inexperience from the young lad. Nice defending, covering the inside line, but he's locked up his wheels. Can we go for him on the last turn? We can, because he backs out. You know, like I say, I'm a bully. I get the elbows out. I'm like, no, this is my line. I'm taking this line right here. You're not having this, George. This is us right here. So we've got 7 laps left of the race. 7 seconds behind Danny Kvyat. Can we catch him? Who knows? We've got Daniel Ricciardo hot on our tail, though, as you can see, 0.4 seconds behind. Run a bit wide on the hairpin there, final turn. Obviously, Ricciardo's on faster tyres, better car. So I am expecting him to pass us very soon. And as we come towards the line here, it gets DRS and just flies straight past us. Like I'm saying, very easy overtake for Ricciardo. Didn't have to do much there, but we are still going to fight for that. But, you know, it's a faster car and faster and fresher tyres. Our tyres are what, like nearly 14 laps old. So we get to the last lap, as I say. Daniel Ricciardo has flew ahead. We're late on the last corner again. Luckily, we don't get any penalty for track limits this race, which we probably should have. Valtteri Bottas sees the checkered flag, and we cross the line in P13, I think that was, or P12, I can't even remember now. We'll have to wait and see once the cinematics do finish. P13, yeah, so it's a decent result. It's a decent result. You know, we started P17 on the grid. You know, if you told me at the end we'd finish P13, I would have took that. But it's just a big shame with the safety car. We could have seen points, even a podium, a very lucky podium behind the safety car, being P3 behind the safety car and ending and going down to P21. Like, I don't know how we managed to get back up to P13, but a very good drive, a very good entertaining race. Highlights would probably have to be that overtake on Pierre Gasly at the start. That, like, I'm so satisfied with that overtake there. It was such a nice, like, feeling, because we went round the outside, couldn't beat him, but then as the next corner came, we had the inside line and just flew past him. It was so satisfying. But we see porridge boss Valtteri Bottas on the podium again, on the #1 spot. Lewis Hamilton P2 after being P11 on the grid. Fair play to Lewis. He was P1 behind the safety car though, so fair play to Valtteri. I know Valtteri did pit behind the safety car, so that's probably saved his strategy there. We've got Max in P3 as well. Shout out to Max Verstappen for winning yesterday in Abu Dhabi, my guy Max. We've got the second Red Bull of Alexander Albon in P4. The two Ferraris finishing 5th and 6th. Any shocks? We've got Lance Stroll up into P7. Antonio Giovinazzi got from P20 to P10, so that must have just been a strategy one there behind the safety car, especially us and Raikkonen as well. We gained a lot of positions. Daniel Ricciardo had a stinker though. Lando Norris lost a few places as well. You know, Mick Schumacher, he gained a few places from P21 to P18. Pierre Gasly obviously dead last after the 3-second penalty, causing a collision on us. What an idiot. I can't believe he did that. But that is the end of the Chinese Grand Prix, boys. Hopefully you did enjoy that race there and the commentary over the top of it. We do have the Dutch Grand Prix next, which I'm expecting a very fun race on, because this is probably my favourite course on this game, on F1 2020, the Dutch Grand Prix. I am a very good driver around the Dutch Grand Prix, so I'm expecting points this race, I can't lie, as long as everything goes our way. If we get a safety car in this race as well, I'm going to make sure we have a perfect strategy in case that does happen. If we get a safety car, boys, I'm telling you right now, put money on it. Sky Bet, Bet365, Betfred, William Hill, Paddy Power. We're getting a podium in the Dutch Grand Prix. I'm telling you this right now. That is my prediction for this race. But we all know it will end up Bottas, Hamilton and Verstappen on the podium, especially with it being Verstappen's home race. But that is going to be it for this episode. If you did enjoy, please hit like and subscribe if you aren't already. And I'll catch you in the next episode, boys. Take it easy.